Chapter 7. Time and Silence. Years passed, seasons cycled in the Pacific Northwest. The forests Cooper had vanished into grew taller, the rivers deeper and swifter. Winter storms scoured the ground, snow melted into mud, the land reclaimed itself. And yet the story lingered. February 1980. 9 years after that fateful jump, a young boy named Brian Ingram dug in the sand along the Columbia River near Vancouver, Washington. His small hands scraped through soil, uncovering 3 tightly bound bundles of cash. When the bills were unwrapped, their serial numbers were a perfect match to the ransom money Cooper had stolen. Suddenly, the myth had a tangible footprint. A shred of reality emerged from the decades-long fog. The FBI retrieved the bills, examined them, and quickly realized the mystery had deepened. The location was far downstream from any plausible landing zone. How did the money get there? Had Cooper survived the jump and buried it himself? Or had it been carried by the river's slow current, a silent witness to fate? Over the years, theories multiplied like shadows in the trees. Survival and escape. Cooper, a skilled parachutist with military experience, had landed safely, buried the money, and disappeared into the vast Northwest. He may have assumed a new identity, blending into the population. Death in the wilderness. The harsh weather, darkness, and treacherous terrain had claimed him. The money Ingram found was a fragment, deposited as the river shifted debris over the years. Accomplices and hidden plans. Some proposed Cooper had a partner on the ground, someone waiting with a hideout, perhaps even helping to stash the ransom. Each theory had its adherents and detractors, but no definitive evidence ever emerged. Suspects come and go. Through the decades, names continued to surface. Richard Floyd McCoy, a former Army helicopter pilot, had executed a nearly identical hijacking months later, but was quickly eliminated. Robert Rackstraw, a paratrooper with a murky past, drew public speculation and amateur investigation, but never conclusive proof. Kenneth Christensen, a former Northwest Orient flight attendant with parachuting experience, was investigated decades later, again without resolution. Each name kept the story alive in the media and in public imagination. Every new theory, whether plausible or outlandish, added layers to the legend. By July 2016, after 45 years, the FBI officially closed the D.B. Cooper investigation. Their statement was simple. No new credible evidence had emerged, and resources could no longer be justified. The files were released to the public. Hundreds of pages, sketches, witness statements, and photographs offered a treasure trove for amateur detectives, historians, and dreamers alike. Even so, Cooper's true fate remains unknown. Did he survive? Did he die that night, his body claimed by the wilderness? Or did he simply walk into the shadows, a phantom with $200,000 strapped to his chest? The legend persists. D.B. Cooper is no longer just a man, he is an idea, a symbol of audacity, mystery, and the possibility of vanishing from the world without a trace. He has inspired books, songs, television specials, and documentaries. He has become a fixture in American folklore, a cautionary tale, and a source of endless fascination. Perhaps the true secret is not where he went or whether he survived. Perhaps the secret is in the way a single act of courage or recklessness captured the imagination of generations, proving that sometimes the greatest heist is the one that escapes history entirely. Epilogue. The Man Who Got Away. Somewhere in the forests of the Pacific Northwest, the wind still whispers through the pines, carrying stories of a man who vanished into the night. D.B. Cooper is, in many ways, a ghost, a figure who exists more in the imagination than in any physical record, a man who walked onto a plane as a stranger, and stepped off into myth. Decades after that rainy Thanksgiving night in 1971, no one knows with certainty what became of him. His fate remains an enigma. Perhaps he survived the fall, adapted to a new life, and lived out his days quietly, far from fame or fear. Perhaps the forest claimed him immediately, the money he carried a silent artifact, washed downstream and scattered. The unanswered questions are part of what keeps his story alive. Was he meticulous or lucky? Brave or reckless? A criminal, a folk hero, or simply a man who seized a singular opportunity and disappeared? In libraries, online forums, and living rooms across America, theories are debated endlessly. Amateur detectives hunt for clues, writers craft novels, songs memorialize him, and tourists walk the riverbanks where the ransom money once surfaced. And yet, for all the speculation and investigation, Cooper's legend endures precisely because of what he accomplished: the ultimate vanishing act. He turned an ordinary airplane ride into a national obsession, a puzzle that may never be solved. In the end, perhaps that is the point. D.B. Cooper did more than steal money. He stole certainty, leaving behind a story that refuses to end. He became a mirror for curiosity, audacity, and the irresistible lure of the unknown. And somewhere, out there, in a shadowed valley or a quiet town, far from the world's notice, a man may still be living the freedom he bought, a freedom paid for with $200,000, a parachute, and the audacity to step into legend. The man who got away remains, in the truest sense, timeless.
D.B. Cooper, The Man Who Got Away. Written by Stephen J. Pickering. Read by Robert Bell Jones. This is a Listen and Live audio production.